Hi guys, how are you? I'm so excited to be here with you guys tonight. I leave tomorrow for Lanai for the diamond trip, and then my whole family is meeting me on Maui, my mom, my babysitter, and my 4 kids on Saturday. So Sean and I are going to be gone for 10 days. And I am just so glad that we could all be on this call together tonight, just one last time before I take the next 10 days off. So really looking forward to teaching you a little bit tonight about some things that I have just been thinking about so much. So first of all, I want to start by talking about your brain. And if you were on our call last night, this is going to be a little bit of a review for you, but it's really important for me to talk about it again, for you to have a second exposure to it, and for anyone that wasn't on the call, for them to understand what we're going to be talking about the entire time tonight with this in the beginning. So for those of you that are on my accountability call, and actually anyone, let's do the entire group in the comments. If you will put how many people, how many ambassadors, customers, total to your team this week that you have added in the last 7 days, because we've had massive enrollments in the last couple of days, and I want everyone to shout themselves out and celebrate how many people you've enrolled. If you haven't enrolled any, that's fine. You can put zeros. That happens to me too. So it's all good. But put those enrollments there so we can all celebrate you. Diana, 4. That's amazing. So awesome. Holla. Give her the silent jazz clap. So awesome. Melissa got 1. Chantel 2. Lori 1. Customer and 1 ambassador. So awesome. Keep them coming. Someone on their phone has 4. I don't know who it is because it just says iPhone. So congratulations to you, whoever you are. This is so exciting, you guys. So happy for what you're creating. So all of these new enrollments that you have coming through are from seeds that you planted before today, right? Now, in the comments, what I want you to write now are how many people are you feel like are on the fence, where you are like, ooh, I've got like 2 people that are just right on the fence of ordering. Lori says 6. Amy, 2. I'm waiting for him to come in. Diana, 5. Carrie, 2 to 3. Amy, 1. Leah, 5 on the fence. Shay, 1. Emily Horting, 7. Aubrey, 4. Angie, 5. Melissa, oh gosh, they went really fast. Melissa, 3. Sally, 2. Chantel, a few. Brooke, Brooke, hashtag hold my pink drink, 5 to 6. We all know that's Brooke Barker. If you don't know her yet, her famous line is, what do I have to do to get to the next level? We tell her, she goes, hold my pink drink, and then goes and does it. It's amazing. Melody, 6. So awesome. Okay, so why do I ask this question? Why do I ask how many are on the fence? Because when I can always tell in my personal business, when I am most engaged, it's when I have people that are on the fence. And that tells me that I am actively engaged in my business. Sometimes that doesn't mean I have enrollments. But if I am hungry to help people, I feel more joy in the work that I'm doing. And the way to feel hungry is to be planting seeds constantly. We have so many things on our team that allow us to always be engaged, whether it's an IPA challenge the 1st and 3rd week of the month, or a 3-day blitz the 2nd and 4th week of the month, whether you're attending an online event that someone's hosting, or a product call, or a business call, or maybe you're hosting a sip and see. There are so many opportunities all month long for you to be planting seeds. So if you are someone who you're like, I haven't planted seeds in 3 months, I feel like I'm starting over, this is so hard, that's okay, because there's no time like now to get started. So what I want to talk about is what your brain does whenever you try to do something, okay? And this is something that I learned from Jody Moore. She is the coach that I have been plugging into. She's a life coach. I love her podcast. If you haven't listened to her, JodyMoore, not to be confused with Jodi, Jody Moore. That's a porn star. And I didn't have any bad things happen by going there, but I was like, reading just like the description, and I was like, that doesn't seem like who I'm looking for. And I went back to her podcast and I was like, oh, Jody, that one letter makes a big difference. So make sure you're looking up the correct Jody Moore if you're interested in learning more about her. But I do her coaching program, and it is about $50 a month. It's self-led. I love it. I feel like she is personally coaching me, and it's helping me learn a lot about myself, and it's helping me to be a better coach and leader to you. And as a leader yourself, you have to search for opportunities like that to make yourself a better leader and coach, so that you can then turn and teach your team to be better. Okay. So my big aha moment over the last week was on one of her calls where she talked about how your brain is an excellent salesperson and you are buying what it is selling. Okay. So in your mind, I want you right now to be honest with yourself about your relationship to developing silver ambassadors. When you think about developing a silver ambassador, what does your brain tell you? Does it say, I'm so great at developing silver ambassadors? Raise your hand if your brain says, I'm so great at developing silver ambassadors. Anyone? I'm going to search. Oh, so many people have their cameras off. Okay, I didn't see anybody raise their hand. And that is why we are here tonight. Okay? So, things that I have told myself about developing silver, and still sometimes tell myself, I'm not immune to this. I go up and down just like you guys. Okay? So, things that I tell myself about silvers is, what used to work doesn't work anymore. So I don't know what to do anymore. When I ask people if they want to get their products paid for, they tell me they want to wait to see how it works for them. So I'm just kind of waiting around for that to happen. Another thing that I sometimes tell myself about silvers is, I just keep asking and everybody just keeps saying no. Or I can't get anyone silver. I'm trying and it's not working. Raise your hand if you feel that way or identify to that with silvers. Look at all the hands. Oh my gosh, still so many people without their cameras on. But all you people with your cameras on who are raising your hands, you are not alone. Everyone feels that way about silvers. And what we are going to do tonight is change the way we are thinking about that, because it is actually not true. All right, so you're telling yourself a story about silvers and you are looking everywhere for proof that it's true. Because something that your brain does whenever you believe something, your brain automatically, this is psychologically proven, your brain automatically seeks out validation for it. So if you say, I am a bad mom, all day long, your brain is going to seek out why you're a bad mom. I let my kids watch too much TV. My house is a mess. I didn't make a healthy enough dinner. I yelled at my kids. I didn't get my kids to bed on time. Whatever that is, your brain is going to seek out for validation of it. Go find dad. Now, on the flip side, what if you had a better attitude and you thought, oh my gosh, I am the best mom. and you're in a good mood. And so your brain is seeking out all the reasons why you're such a good mom. My kids are so happy. Their bellies are full. They love that I let them play an hour of video games on a school night. I'm so amazing. Look at how balanced I am. I got everyone I got everyone showered. Everyone went to bed. Nobody was crying. Right? So your brain is going to seek out whatever you tell it. Whatever you're selling your brain, it is psychologically proven you will seek validation for that story. So the story that you identified with, the second story about silvers that you identified with that I shared with you tonight, your brain is psychologically seeking validation for that. Your thoughts are in line with that. Your feelings about silver are in line with that, which means your actions are in line with that, and your result is in line with that, which is giving you the exact thing of you're not developing silvers because you don't think you can. That's the story that you're selling yourself. You've literally brainwashed yourself. Why? Why? Because your brain is programmed to do three things. Three things. Write them down. Number one, your brain is supposed to help you avoid discomfort, seek pleasure, and save energy. So now, when we lived in caves and there were lions outside, that was super helpful. It kept you safe. But there's not a lion outside your front door. You don't have to hide in your cave. And pretty much you're surrounded by pleasure and comfort, and you're conserving a ton of energy living in America for the most part. You probably drive a car. You have a home that's heated by central air. Well, you have your house is cooled by central air. It's heated in the winter. You don't have to heat your house by fire. You don't have to go out and kill the cow to make the cheeseburgers that you made for dinner tonight, right? You really don't have to conserve much energy when it comes to actual physical exertion for the most part. Of course, there is going to be an exception to this rule, right? But for the most part, you don't have to do, these things don't apply to us anymore physically, but where do they apply? Emotionally, mentally, right? So your brain is working really, really hard right now in all areas of your life. But right now we're just honing in on silver and your relationship to silver. But your brain is working so hard right now to prevent you from doing anything that's going to hit on those three things. It wants to help you avoid discomfort. It wants you to seek pleasure, and it wants you to save energy. So anything that you're doing that is affecting your brain, it's going to try to protect you emotionally from doing those things. Because your brain is just trying to keep you warm and safe, even though those things aren't necessary anymore, right? So what I want you to write down for your affirmation tonight is, I am safe. There is no lion. I am the lion, and I'm going to leave my cave. And it sounds really silly, but I want you all to write it down. We're going to say it again. I am safe. This needs to be on a sticky note somewhere in your house. Your husband may or may not make fun of you. Your kids may or may not make fun of you. It's fine, because we're all going to do this work together so that we can all learn how to develop silvers better together. So I am safe. There is no lion. I am the lion, and I'm leaving my cave. That is our new affirmation about developing silvers. Every time that you sit down to work your business, to move it forward, I want you to say that affirmation out loud or in your head. I am safe. There is no lion. I am the lion, and I am leaving my cave. Okay, thank you, Diana, for putting that in there. I typed it in and put it in, but it accidentally only sent it privately to one person, so oops. Okay, so how are you going to do this? We've done the mindset work. We understand it. Now we have to focus on how we're going to do this. My best tip for you is to, whenever I am nervous about something or something is new, it causes me to be nervous. I find that if I just memorize it, it's easier for me. It's easier for me to memorize it and get better at it so that I can then become confident. Okay, so another thing that we talked about a little bit last night that I can't stop talking about, again, I want you to have multiple exposures to this, because when you hear something one time, 2 times, 3 times, sorry about my dog, hopefully someone will get her. 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, it's going to sink in more and more. It's that same exposure process that is going to help you get better at this, be more confident, and change your posture towards silvers. So I'm going to share with you what one of my favorite teachings on silvers that I have heard before by Nicole Brinkerhoff. She is also going to be presenting on the Plexus webinar next week. Make sure you look on the team pages so that you can sign up for that webinar. Jamie Foote is also presenting next week, and Katie Tucker. So our team is just getting huge teaching opportunities next week. But this one that I'm going to share with you tonight by Nicole Brinkerhoff. Oh, good. Chantel's already registered. Awesome. Put in the comments if you're already registered. Let's see who's already registered. But I'm sharing this with you right now because I want you to hear it now, and I want you to hear it again next week so that you can start to think about it, so that you can start to really practice it and come out of that cave that you are trapping yourself in by thinking that you have to avoid the discomfort of silver, right? It's uncomfortable to get people to silver. Still, for me, 4 years in, it's uncomfortable for me. My brain tries to avoid it. And so when I sign someone up, and raise your hand if you've had this happen to you before, but when I sign someone up and I say, you know, when I started learning about Plexus, I started hearing the stories, and I started thinking about my mom and how this could help her. I started thinking about my best friend. I started thinking about my sister. Is there anyone that you've thought about as you've learned about Plexus? And they say, well, yeah, I've thought of a few people. And I say, oh, that's so great. You know, I would love to share a few stories with you that you could share with them to help them see if they want to start Plexus with you. And then they throw back to you and they say, well, I sort of want to see how it works for me first before I say anything. Raise your hand if that is so common in your silver process. Okay, so you want to know what to say to them when they say that to you? You ready? Okay, again, this is, I love this verbiage that Nicole came up with, and I've been using it this week, and it's been going really well. I haven't developed a new silver yet this week, but I feel like I'm having more confidence and a better posture about it. And I am someone who I feel very confident that I can get people silver. So even if you are not, or you are, it's still great to practice and constantly be learning and trying new ways, because it just makes you better, no matter how many years in you are into this business. Okay, that's a true professional, right? Okay, so she says, and this is what I want you to memorize, all right? She says, you started on faith on my story, didn't you? You don't know if it will work yet, but you trust me. It's the same with your friends and family. They need help with their health now, not when it works for your health issues. I'm going to say it one more time. You started with faith on my story, didn't you? You don't know if it will work yet, but trust me, it's the same with your friends and family. They need help with their health now, not when it works for your health issues. So it just helps you to influence them, to help them see it differently, because it's your mindset that is keeping you from developing silvers. Raise your hand if you buy that truth that I just shared with you. It's your mindset that is keeping you from developing silvers. That is so true. You are so right. Okay. So you have control over your mindset. Right? Am I breaking up? Can you guys hear me okay? Leah says it's breaking up. Is everyone getting good service? Okay. It must be your internet, Leah. So now if it's just your mindset that's in the way, what is the best news ever about that? Who can unmute themselves and tell me what the best news ever about that is? If it's just your mindset that's in the way.
Change your mindset.
You have control over that. Exactly. You have absolute control over your mindset. You don't have control over them, but you have control over your mindset, and your mindset is what is in your way. You just have to decide that it's doable. That's all. I went back into Aloha Plexus. That was the page that, it's Amy Paul's page. That's where when Brooke and I first started, we did everything in that page. We didn't have our own team page until we were senior gold and ruby, and that's where we created Ohana Plexus. Then we shared that page together until we were both emerald, and at that point we both I broke off and created Imagine Plexus, and then now everyone has their own team pages, and it's just a ton. Right? It's awesome because we have so many leaders. But I went back into Aloha Plexus today. I was actually looking for my first silver graphic. I couldn't find it. But when I typed in silver, I saw 8 silvers that I helped get to silver in 1 month. And I thought, oh my gosh, I used to be so good at this. And then I thought, I am still good at this. Why did I just think that? Why did I just think I used to be so good at this, right? That was the story that my brain is selling itself, because I haven't had it. And I helped Sally re-rank silver in August. I had a new level 1 silver in July. It's not that I'm not creating silvers, but in my mind, I've told myself this story that I can do 1 or 2 silvers a month, but those days of 8 silvers are gone. That's a story I'm selling myself, right? My brain is selling that to me. So that was a really good mindset check for me just today. But when I went back in there, I thought the thing that I did really well back then, and that I still do well now, but I'm not as aggressive, and I'm going to fix that. I'm going to become more aggressive in it again, is that I don't wait for anyone to have their story. I never waited for anyone to have their story, because everyone's body is different. It does not matter what it does for my body, for my friend Jenny to start the products, because what she's going to get out of it is totally different than what I'm going to get out of it. And so it doesn't matter what your body is doing, because her body's suffering from something totally different. And I always, I tend to always lead with the products, but I always drip the business. Always. Now, if you prefer to lead with the business, fine. If you prefer to lead with the products, fine. Do what you are most comfortable doing, but one is not without the other. They are a married couple. So if you want to lead with the products and sprinkle the business, great. If you want to lead with the business and sprinkle the products, great. Do what makes you feel confident. Find that space and lean into it. The way that I do it is I say, the same way that I shared with you tonight, is I lead off by saying, when I first started hearing about the products, I started thinking about all the people in my life that I loved and cared about. So my mom, I knew she had high cholesterol and she wanted to lose 10 pounds. My best friend struggled with depression. My sister-in-law has Hashimoto's and hypothyroidism. These were things that they really struggled with. And I also knew that I needed to pay for my products. And when you share with 3 people, you are going to earn $422. When I started, it was only $175. But you get $422 when you start with 3 people. I would love to help you earn that money and help 3 people in your life. So you're planting the seed. Now, some people are going to say, awesome. What do we do? Those are your highly extroverted people that have no fear, right? Then other people, I'm highly extroverted with no fear, and I didn't accept it that easily, right? But I just very quietly called my mom, called my sister, called my best friend on the phone, and kept checking in with them until they ordered. So whatever way your person wants to do it, help them. What Brooke did for me during that time was I would message her and I would say, can it help with that? And she would say, yes, it can. Let me find you a story. And then I would say, can it help with that? And she would say, yes, it can. Let me help you with the story. And then after I asked her like 6 or 7 times, she was like, you know, if you just go to the search engine and type in plexus, and all these stories will come up. So she kind of gave me a little bit of room to be my own leader in that and find it on my own, but then also helped and supported me by saying, hey, what if you and I hopped on a call with your friend Jen and we talked to her about plexus together? Because that was third-party validation. Back then, we didn't have 3-day challenge groups. But after you've talked to someone, they've watched the 1-minute video about triplex, you've shared a health story to validate what they're looking to fix, then at that point, you can invite them to maybe a 3-day challenge. Or one thing that I recently did was one of my friends who just didn't have the money to sign up, I offered to come to her house and do a little sip and see at her home with a few of her friends. And she ended up yes, Liz, that was the eight silvers that month was the month that Brooke earned silver stars. And we both had, I think, 8 silvers together. So 8 of each. So it was like 16 total or something like that. So yes, to answer your question, that was that month. But, what was I saying? I had her, Cosette! No, she's worse than the kids, you guys. She's getting into the travel bags, the snacks. Cosette! Sean's coming out with a vengeance here. Hold on, you guys gotta see. Okay, so I went over to her house. She ended up signing up. Her friend ended up signing up, and then her husband under her. So there's lots of different things that you can try in this process, all right? But it really has to do more with how you think about silver than them. Their objections typically mean that you don't feel confident yourself about what you're presenting to them. Raise your hand if you agree that that's true. It has more to do with how you think about silver than them. Their objections typically mean that you don't feel confident about yourself and what you're presenting to them. That totally reminds me of Kara Allen's presentation at convention, where she said that she was really great at posturing herself, at signing people up. She knew what to do to get them started. She knew how to walk them through detox. She knew how to do everything. But when it came to silver, she froze. And she had to change her posture and how she was going into it with confidence, all right? So you truly have to feel like it's going to benefit them, and then it's going to be easy for you to be confident and for them to feel like they want to say yes to have you help them. So you have to try to make it easy for them by doing all the conversations and closing the deal for them to help them get their fast start bonus. So they just bring you the people, but you are planting those seeds for them. Now, if they miss the 14-day window for the 422, I do not miss an opportunity to help them. If they are at like day 25 and they have 2 people, I'm messaging them saying, oh my gosh, you have 5 days left to get 1 more person. Who do you know? How can I help you find a story? Who can we get on the phone with? Who can we invite into the 3-day blitz? You're giving them the ideas because you know the things to plug them into. And then you say, you have 5 days left to get $322 because they still have the 30-day fast start to earn $322. If they miss that window, then you're going to help them to know that they can still go silver outside of all of that. And they're still going to get Again, this is all with $199 welcome packs. These figures I'm talking about are with all $199 welcome packs. They're still going to get $132 just from the welcome packs. And they're going to get another $100 bonus for silver. So if they miss the first 14 days and the 422, then they can get the 30-day at 322. And if they miss that, they're always going to have the opportunity to earn $232 for silver. Okay? So, it's all about making them feel like you are in their corner. Not that you are trying to get them to help you build your business, but it's just a shift in the way you see it. And the thing that I see most common with people is that they feel badly helping people go silver because they're like, well, I don't want to like be pushy or force it on her because I don't want her to think that I'm trying to like help her build my team or anything, but like I really do need those enrollments because I'm trying to earn Leaders Retreat and I really do want to earn Leaders Retreat. And then you feel guilty because that's where your thoughts are. So then you have all these feelings about those thoughts. Control your thoughts. That's not what you're really trying to do, because I guarantee that every single person on this call, the reason they shared Plexus was to help the people around them. Raise your hand if that is true. Why do you continue to share? Because you want to help the people around you. Make that be your thought. That is your thought. And when you lead with that thought, your feelings will align with it. Then your actions will posture themselves in that way. You will feel more confident because you feel good about why you're trying to get their mom to sign up, why you're trying to help them sign up their sister, why you want them to reach out to their best friend, because you have their best interest in mind. But you also want them to understand that you're doing this to help them earn $422. This is good for them. It's a shift in the way you're seeing it. You have to make this shift. This is your goal for September. Change your thinking, change your mindset, make the shift. I promise you, if you change your thoughts, your feelings will change, your actions will change, your result will change. It's going to help you posture yourself differently. Lori said that she found that after she changed her posturing since Kara's speech at convention, she said she uses a lot more exclamation points and makes herself much more confident and excited for them to start the products and talk about how you know it will help them and you're excited for them. And she just states the facts because it makes a difference, and she doesn't have them ignoring her now after starting because she's so confident in it. Okay? So just in closing, I'm going to share one example of what happens when you make a mistake, right? Because the whole point of this is you're going to make mistakes. You just wink when that happens because you knew that was going to happen, right? Everybody wink. Show me your best wink. We got to do the noise. I'm the only one you can hear because everyone's muted. Okay? Just wink when that happens because you know it's going to come. And I have to shout out Sally. I think she might be on here. Sally, are you on here? I think she might be on. Sally's here.
Yes.
I had this amazing, and I shared this on the call last night too, but I'm going to share it again right now. I had the most amazing aha moment last week while I was working out because I'm getting stronger. It's so cool to see how the consistency, every single week, twice a week for a whole year, the consistency really works out. But now I'm like naturally just going to 15 instead of just 12. And I said, like, can I just do 12? Like, is 12 easier? Why do I want to more naturally do 12? Because your brain is programmed to do 3 simple things. Number 1, avoid discomfort. It's uncomfortable to go all the way to 15. Number 2, seek pleasure. It's not pleasurable to go all the way to 15, especially when I have a heavier weight that I'm lifting. Number 3, it is I want to try to conserve energy. Those 3 things, because the lion is outside the cave, right? No, there's no lion. You are the lion. Get outside of the cozy, warm, comfy cave. There's no lion out there. You are the lion. Get out of the cave, right? So I'm doing the 15 and she's like, well, yeah, you get the same result with 12 and 15 reps. And I was like, oh, well, I'm going to go back to 12 then, right? Seek pleasure, avoid discomfort, conserve energy. And then she goes, well, except for, the only way to build muscle is in those last 2 to 3 reps where you reach failure. And I was like, what? And she said, well, yeah, it's the last 2 to 3 reps that literally tears your muscle apart, that makes it fail, that allows your muscle to rebuild, to then grow and become stronger. And all of a sudden my light bulb went, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I turned to her and I was like, I got to do a live for my team on this and I need to start doing 15 every time. Because what I found is that you are always seeking to conserve energy in whatever you do. You're not lazy. Your brain is doing what it's supposed to do. You need to tell it thank you. You need to say, thank you, brain. Thank you for trying to keep me safe. But guess what? I am safe. There is no lion. I am the lion, and I am leaving the cave. This is how you feel about silvers. This is how I want you to change your mindset as a mom, as a wife, as a friend, as a church leader, as a leader in your business. I want you to really change your mindset around everything so that you can become more powerful in everything. And as you do this, you will fail. That's the point. Why is it so much easier for someone that is creating all the silvers all the time? Because they've already failed so many times, they're finally good at it. So if you don't start failing and you're so worried about doing it perfectly, you're not going to get any better, right? Raise your hand if that's true. If you are not failing, you can't get better. You have to fail. There's no way around it. You must fail to break the muscle down to get stronger so it can rebuild, okay? So here's an example of failure, which is really success, okay? Someone said, this is what someone told me when I offered them to get their products paid for. She said, I don't think so. That's a great advantage, but I'm kind of looking out for myself right now. Plus, I've supported every one of my friends over the years who offered me products through similar companies, including Usborne Books, Rodan and Fields, Monet, Beachbody, and Isogenics, and have never sold anything to a friend. It's not really my goal. If I love it, which I almost always do, then I'll continue ordering. Raise your hand if that message sounds familiar. How many times have you got that same message? Me too. Okay. So the first thing that you should be asking yourself in that situation, whenever someone throws the ball back at you and doesn't give you what you were hoping for, you need to stop and say, what did I say that made her think that, what did I say that made her say I'm looking out for myself? So whenever you get a message back that it doesn't give you the result that you were looking for, I want you to stop and I want you to think, what did I say to create that? Because it's something that you said that made her feel a certain way that is giving you the result that you're not wanting. So you have to sit and you have to assess, what did I do wrong, so to speak? It's really not that it's wrong, it's just that good, better, best, right? So what did I say to make her say I'm looking out for myself? Because obviously she feels like you're asking her a favor if she's saying that, right? Maybe it wasn't presented in a way that she feels like it's helping her. And if it's not helping her and her friends and family, she won't do it, right? You aren't asking her to sell anything. You want to help her get her products paid for if she wants to, and help her friends and family. If she doesn't see it that way, it won't work. You have to figure out how to help people see it this way so that you can help them make it work. And the way to do this is to practice and try. I was thinking today about how many three-way messages I did when Jenny Weilacher and Christy Jex and Dr. Kim joined my team, all in a few months of each other. And we were doing so many three-way messages that I felt like that was all I did all day long for hours and hours and hours, right? And I was thinking, like, I probably have done over 5,000 three-way messages, you guys, in the course of the last 4 years. And I have not had 5,000 people join from those messages, right? But there were so many times where I learned something from why they didn't sign up that made me better the next time. So you either learn or you earn, right? Fraser Brooks. You learn or you earn. When you learn, you eventually earn. Unless you don't sit and analyze and assess why you only learned and didn't earn. You have to take the learning from the failure. It's not really a failure. It's just one step closer to success, and figure out how to say it differently to get the result that you're looking for. Okay? And as you do this, you're going to be fighting your amazing brain that's doing exactly what it was programmed to do, to help you avoid discomfort, to seek pleasure, and to save energy. For me, what I do to do those three things is I work. That's what I do. Whenever I am uncomfortable, when I am seeking pleasure, when I am trying to save energy, I sit down and I work, because for me, that's my excuse, because I'm a workaholic. I have to try to not work, you guys. And I know that that is not relatable to the majority of people, but that is my challenge. So maybe your challenge is it's so uncomfortable for you to sit down and work that you do laundry when you're supposed to be doing your work, or you do dishes, or you decide to reorganize your pantry, or clean out your whole closet, or organize the garage, or take the dog for a walk, or whatever it is that's helping you avoid the discomfort of going silver. Or maybe you're not great at, you're telling yourself you're not great at silvers, so you just personally sponsor people. On and on and on and not that that's a bad thing. It's not. But if you're doing that to avoid the discomfort of helping people go silver, that's where you have to say to yourself, I am safe. There is no lion. I am the lion, and I'm leaving the cave. And you sit down and you force yourself to do it, right? Okay, so in closing, we are going to have a special silver training beginning on Monday inside of all the team pages. It's going to post while all the jewels are in Maui. We've pre-scripted it for you. It's ready to go. On Friday, you're going to see a post go up at 7 a.m. and you're going to have to take action and download 2 things from your back office. There are directions on the post. Once you've done that, you're going to take a picture, you're going to put in the post, and you're going to be entered to win a $25 Target gift card. Then Monday morning, when it's time to start, you're going to take those printable things that we told you to print, and you're going to get into action. That whole week, you can set, you're going to be given ideas for who to message, how to message, what to do with message prompts, and all of those things from these awesome things you're going to download and print. And at the end of next week, we're going to be going into another 3-day blitz, right? Because this week we're finishing up one. Next week we're planting seeds. And then after, we're going to have another 3-day blitz. So next week, starting on the 16th Monday, is a special silver IPA challenge. You're going to commit to it this Friday and be entered to win a Target gift card. Then Monday, all week long, you're going to be entering yourself to win a grand prize, which you'll find out what it is Monday morning when you tune in. And at the end of that week, you're going to have people ready to go into the 3-day blitz. You're going to have people ready to go to a sip and see. You're going to have people ready to get on a 3-way call with you. You're going to have people in 3-way messages, because you're going to do all the things that you know are going to help your individual people have success. All right. And then When we get back from Maui on the 23rd, we will announce all the grand prize winners. If you want to enter on each page, then you have entries in all the pages and you have a better chance of winning, right? So it doesn't take that much longer. If you just are overwhelmed by that, just enter on one page. It's fine. Just whatever you can do is fine. I know everybody's just naturally trying to conserve energy and avoid discomfort, right? And seek pleasure, right? Now that you have this awareness about your brain and the awareness of everyone else, you can be smarter than your brain because your goals are more important than your emotional mindset story, the safety that it feels like it needs. Just thank it for doing its job and say, now get out of my way, brain, because I am smarter than you. You're smarter than your brain. And having the awareness of what it's trying to do, thanking it for its amazing, beautiful job, and now get out of my way because I have stuff to do. Okay, so raise your hand if you're excited for our silver challenge starting Monday morning. Yes? Raise your hand if you are or if you're uncomfortable. You're having some discomfort with this. You're wondering how you're going to seek pleasure while doing this. Get a heat blanket. Whenever I don't want to do things, I just get under my heat blanket. That helps a ton. Also, conserving energy. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm already so tired just thinking about everything it's going to take me to message all those people. There's no lion. You are the lion. You're fine. It's going to be so fun. We are all going to learn how to change our mindset because as we change our mindset, we change our posture, we gain more confidence, we practice, we memorize what to say when people say to us the things we don't want them to say. We have awareness of what we said to not get the result we wanted. We get better. We get the result we want. We decide we're good at silvers. We change our story. We explode silvers and everybody ranks up. It sounds so simple. It's going to be a 90-day effort together at learning this. Make sure you turn in to the calls next week. Register for the webinars. I believe that Nicole's is it Tuesday or Wednesday? Katie is Monday. Who is Tuesday? It's on the team pages. Go look on the team pages. It's there. The webinars are there's a link on all the team pages and it has all their pictures on it, Diana. And you can register for each webinar. I have it listed for you with their name, their topic, and the link so you can register for them. Super, super easy. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. I'm so excited to work with you next week virtually through this challenge that we have ready to go for you, even though I won't be at work. This is what you guys are all working so hard to get, right? Is to have that time freedom. And so I'm so excited for you to get one step closer to that all next week. And I'm so excited for you to win the prizes for doing the work as well. All right, guys. Love you. Aloha.